Good morning. Good morning. If you guys haven't met me before, my name is Clancy. I am inside the Discord known as Bond. So you won't see me often in there, just because I'm usually busy working on all the back end parts of the Discord. But today, I'm here to just walk you guys through the indicators, and it's going to be more of a Q&A session. Okay, so I'm going to be watching the comment section, and if you guys have gotten a chance to add the indicator and play around with it, and you have any questions about it, go ahead and shoot them inside this your comment section here. And I'm going to go through these one by one. Oh, probably gonna take about an hour or so, just to walk slowly. And I want to encourage everyone here that these are great tools. We have studied them, made sure they work well, and they may feel complicated to begin with, especially if you're new to TradingView, and we're going to sort them out together. They're not going away. We're going to be editing these, making them better as we go along, and you guys are going to be part of the process the whole way. And so I encourage you guys to be patient, take your time learning the settings, play around with it, ask questions. We're going to be using these in Josh's lives. He's when he trades. Ask questions in there. He's going to do his best to answer as well. And maybe we'll do a few more of these lives like this to make sure we got these going. And if you're in WAP support and you've asked us a question in there, we have a few hundred requests right now. And so give us some patience as we walk through those. And they're probably going to start referring you to this video. So if you have just stumbled upon this video from WAP support and Judah, myself, or Jorge have sent you here, that's because we're going to go over the majority of the indicator in this single session here. Okay. And so welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, I'm just going to start working through these questions here, okay? Good morning at Lori. Good morning. Good morning at New Pennies. Good morning at BH. I'm going to say Gage. And good morning at JJ. Yeah, at JJ, the alpha indicator is specifically designed so people who are on the free tier have access to all three, because we knew that you can't get up there and you can't have three indicators all at once. And the issue that we're running into is because the alpha indicator is a very, very large indicator. It's all three of those other indicators put into one. Now, what it still works. I've used it; it works great, but it is slow. So it is taking moments to load, and so it's slower than if you were to separate them and use three indicators all in one. And so you can see on my screen. I'll come over here and I'm going to throw up my chart here. We'll see if it comes up. Right now, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to be showing you guys the A plus scalp dashboard, the profit windows, and the GOAT scalp levels. The reason I'm doing this is because GOAT Scalps Alpha, we are optimizing the code and making it smaller and more concise so that as you guys get on here, it'll load instantly the same way these do, okay? But the GOAT Scalps Alpha still works. You're going to see mostly on your screen when you put it up is kind of a loading here, and it probably might load for about 20 seconds. It's been my experience for it to get the levels up there and corrected. And so at JJ, you can use GOAT Scalps Alpha. That's the one I would choose if you are on the free TradingView. I do suggest getting a paid TradingView account. It is useful. I am not a professional trader, but when I have gone, this has been the easiest and most useful tool to use. Hi, Victor. Victor Torre. How do I move the indicator's location? It's always pinned on the left for me. Okay, so there's two. I'm going to show you the settings for this. And so just follow my screen. Right down here. Now, one piece, your screen may not look like this. So I'd say for most users, what they're going to see is actually they're going to see their indicators over here. Now, I like to have it on these pane labels. And so I come over here, we hit the data window and the object tree, and I'm going to scroll down to my indicators, and this is going to give free up a lot of space over here, okay? And so on yours, you might be over here. I just go up to it. You're going to be on A plus scalp dashboard. And what you're going to want to do is right click, or you might see a settings page, and you're going to take that settings. You're going to scroll down to the bottom, and you're going to see dashboard position. All right. So what this allows you to do is change this from the top left, top right, left, bottom right, wherever you want to put it. Okay. And so when you're on here, go ahead, play around with what makes sense. I personally like it to be on the top right. Let's make sure this thing shows up here. And all right, now let's move on to the next question. I see the indicator loads up, but all levels are being displayed as yellow exclamation mark. Yes, so I'm assuming you're talking about the dashboard here. What this means, if you're seeing the yellow exclamation mark, which during the day in the morning you're gonna see OOB5. You just see that switched here. The exclamation mark means that you are inside the range. So if I were to, just for example, I'm gonna show you guys what it looked like this morning as it was going about. We're gonna do a little replay. We're gonna start a new one. And I'm going to work through these questions one by one, okay? And so if I miss your question, just ask it again. And if you guys need me to slow down, just let me know, okay? I'll bring you back to my face as I... So in the morning, guys, as you replay this here, we're going to make this larger for you. When the market starts, we're going to do 5-minute candles on the... I like to do the 1 second at 10x. It's going to be a little slower, but it's going to give you guys a good solid view of what this indicator is going to look like as you use it. So this is market open this morning. You can see we're already near the pre-market high. It's these levels, the pre-market high, the previous day high, the pre-market low, previous day low, they're going to disappear until they're relevant. And so you can see right here, we're creating the opening range 5 minutes. And so that was this first candle. This is the range for the first 5 minutes. And now we are working on creating the opening range. After this candle, we'll work on the opening range 15-minute, okay? And so as we go ahead, and it's going to be a little slower, okay? I just want to walk you guys through this nice and slow. So now we've left the opening range 5-minute, and this is the low. And we're working on the opening range 15-minute, okay? This is what these little boxes are. These are basically, if you guys trade with Josh in the mornings, live trade with him, and also Money Mike, these are the levels that they look at consistently, is these opening ranges, and they provide support and resistances in the beginning of the day where you might not be able to find them. Let me just pause this for a second, and I am going to re-add this indicator just to make sure that we're seeing it correctly. There we are. So you guys can see here, I'm just going to go through this slowly. You guys see the dashboard here. We have opening range break 15, 30-minute, and 60-minute. They all have the time little clock on there, not clock, but little drop hourglass here. This just means that they haven't finished yet. So once they finish, you're going to see either a down arrow, an up arrow, or an exclamation mark. What this stands for is the up arrow means that you are above the opening range 5 minutes, or you are below it if you have the down arrow. If you have the exclamation mark, it just means that we are inside of that range. All right, we're range blocked at the moment, and so that's all that means. And it just gives you an idea later on in the day where you are, depending on the early morning. So I'll let this play out. I'm going to go through some other questions as it goes. Okay, you guys can just kind of watch though, as these will change throughout the day. Hey, Elaine, I see you're talking about what is opening range refers to. Um, if you guys watch Josh's lives and Money Mike's lives, you're going to see them refer to this very often. It's essentially where you have the first 5 minutes, it is the low and the high of the first 5 minutes. So here we had this first 5 minute candle. This is the opening range 5 minutes high and 5 minute low. And you can see here, this would also be the opening range 15-minute high, and this would be the 15-minute low. And currently, you're going to see the opening range 30 it's building. It's the same as a 15-minute right now. And there we go. I'm looking for through these questions, okay? Making sure we're seeing everything. Veer I1D. I have VIP access, but I see only alpha indicator. How do I get the other indicators? You see only alpha indicator because you already had. I'm gonna bring you back to my face here. You see alpha indicator because you already had the beta indicator. What that means is that what we did with the beta indicator is we just replaced the alpha indicator with it. That way it's already on your chart, very easy. Now, what I recommend is the same way you added beta, you go back to that scalp indicator channel that we have created inside the Discord, and you'll go and follow the steps. And there are 3 additional indicators that have been created for you. And that is where you're going to add them, okay? See, Mars Connect Morning. When I have the A plus dashboard loaded, it doesn't show my GOAT scalp levels. However, when I add the GOAT Alpha, they pop up, but they are not correct, despite settings being set to Monday. Yes. Okay. Just to answer these questions, one of the things that we are working on and making sure we nail down is getting these to update automatically. This is a situation with TradingView. It's the same reason Webull struggles. They don't have TradingView fully integrated. As much as it's integrated, we can't put like our indicator onto Webull. It's because TradingView at the moment doesn't allow something called an API, which basically just means we can't connect directly to their systems 24/7. So whenever we send out an update, we have been manually every morning changing the code and then updating the indicator. And what we're working on is having it update as soon as Josh posts. We're going to have it update automatically. And it worked on Friday, but then this morning we had a small issue. We had to go through and we had to manually push it out one more time. And so these are things we're working on as we go. And again, this is not leaving. We appreciate your guys' patience. We're going to continue working on this. As I encourage you guys, again, once as we have been testing this, we have only begun to believe more and more and more in this. These are based off good logic, and they will help us learn how to trade. Let's see. Is there any way I can make the fonts on morning structure, previous day high, etc.? I'm assuming you want to make these larger. Even with glasses, I can barely read it. Yeah. One thing we'll look into that. I don't know for sure, but we'll look into if we can change. And what would we do if we could? What we're gonna do is we would add it into these settings here. So basically, we'd come on here and we would say font size large, font size small, font size this. And we're going to try to make this as customizable as possible for you guys. And so send us obviously your requests. But what I recommend most is learn what's here now. But we will work on that and see if there's a way to make these fonts bigger or smaller. These sessions, as we go through the Q&As, really help us understand where we're missing and what we need to change, okay? At K9402, in the future, the date will be automatic. I would say right now, today, don't worry about it. I personally have just gone through just to make it look clean for you guys on the A plus scalp dashboard. I scroll down to the bottom and I changed the date from on my own. But today I was just talking to our team and they are working on coding this right now so that this will be relevant to the levels that are shown. This way, say tomorrow on Tuesday, Josh posts his levels, and then you guys hop on TradingView right away and try to see them. But you didn't refresh your page and re-add the indicator, and might still show December 22nd, letting you know, hey, we need to update this. And the idea here is that this will be the updated December 22nd will be marked with December 22nd levels. Okay, and so just keep an eye on that in the future. At the moment, don't worry about it. And I say by at very latest, I'd say tomorrow, but I say very latest next week we'll have this solved. Obviously, today this is Christmas week, so we have some people who are off work who are taking their time to be with family. How do you change dashboard size? Mine is huge, taking up a lot of the screen. I just realized I wasn't showing you guys my chart. I'm sorry. Thank you at request. I will show my screen. I'm going to say that one more time over here with my screen shown. I was talking about the dates, and what I was saying is that right now I went through and I updated the dates on my own and the settings here. So I went through on the settings of A Plus Scalp dashboard, scroll down to the bottom, and put the date on there myself. And I was just saying that you guys don't need to worry about this. This is going to be something that we address going forward, where it will update on its own. But if you see next week, if you see the wrong date on here, it means that likely you have the wrong levels. Okay, and our goal is that whenever we update the levels, this will change as well. Okay. Let me go through another question. Okay. Do I need to add all 4 indicators or just alpha? You know, you could go with just alpha. Alpha is all 3 of the indicators. And like I was saying earlier, right now I'm using these because at the moment these are the most refined. What we did, because alpha is a large data set, we went and we optimized the goat scalp levels, the profit windows, and the A plus scalp dashboard. So these are working excellently. And the goat scalps alpha, we basically combined all these into one indicator, mainly so our users who aren't paying for TradingView can have access to it all in one, and it's a lot easier instead of having the piece to it. So I recommend personally at the moment adding these 3 separately. And we'll make an announcement in the Discord whenever this is fully optimized and working off the clock very, very smoothly. We'll make an announcement so you guys are aware of that, okay? Let me leave this. How do you move the indicator key box? Yeah, I'm going to go over this again. I did go over this just a second ago, but we're going to do it one more time. If you're in the alpha settings, we come on here, we would scroll down, and you're going to see show dashboard down here at the bottom. One, you could click show dashboard off, but you would just change this from bottom left, top right, top left, bottom right, whichever one you want. Right now we're using the individual indicators, so I'll do it for you guys. I personally like it in the top right. I feel like that gives me the best visibility on here. And you see right now, all these exclamation marks means that we're inside of the range. It means we're specifically in the VWAP range. 9/20 is not expanding to or above the 200 EMA, but we are still in pre-market and we are above previous day highs. Do we need to manually adjust the RTH session and pre-market session time zone to match our location? If you have at the bottom here, if you have your time, let me just take your comment off here. at the bottom here of the chart, can you guys see my screen? When you're on here, if your time zone is in your own time, then yes, I would go ahead and manually adjust it. Otherwise, I wouldn't really worry about it. It should work just fine already. Let's look through another question here. I see buy and sell indicators on Tesla chart, and when using Goat Scalp Alpha indicator, but for SPY and Nvidia, it's not showing buy and sell signals. Well, let's walk through that right now. We're on Nvidia right now, and I'm just going to show you guys what if we did use Goat Scouts Alpha, what it would look like on its own. So we'll give it a second. We're going to reload it, okay? And I expect it's going to take probably a good 20 seconds to get on here, okay? Again, it's a large indicator. When I say Josh has put a lot of time and effort into really creating this for you guys and really fine tuning it, it's been a lot of time and a lot of effort. And 4,000 lines of code is a lot for one indicator. And so it's putting a lot on the TradingView system, I'm sure. And we're maximizing what we have. So let's bring this guy over to the corner here. So let's change the settings. We're on Monday. We're going to do top right because I like it better. Yeah, so we're on the Ghost Scouts Alpha indicator. This is basically these three all in one. So you can see it looks basically the same. That's because it is. It's just a little slower at the moment. This is NVIDIA. We can see that the price came down here, moved below his first price here, and then we came and we got a buy up here. This would have produced a sell, just by the way, when it closed the candle. But then, as Josh teaches, we're using the 2-candle rule. Okay, so when you're using the 2-candle rule, we've made sure that if the next candle goes up, we delete that sell, okay? And we come up with a buy. And so this buy will be here until we either get a full move, which is essentially we come up and we reach right about here inside of the channel. All right. If we reach here, this will have been a full move and you'll see a star pop up. So let's see if we can go to a chart that has a star at the time. Let's change this to Tesla. Yeah, so you guys see this here. These stars represent a full move, and essentially means that we would have had a buy signal here. It moved and got a full move up to 1 level, 2 levels. This one actually went to 3 levels. If you mean, that would have been a heck of a trade this morning. And then we had another buy signal right here that got another full move. And we come down here for sells. We got another full move as we move down to here. And these are some pieces we want to edit as well. There should have been a full move here and a full move here as well. And the stars essentially just recognize they plot whenever the full moves happened. And it's kind of an idea of maybe I should get out here because I've had quite a move. Okay. And so that's kind of the idea of the star. It's to represent that we got what we wanted. It could go higher, but it's probably going to take profits and lower your piece here. All right, I want to look for another question, okay? When I upload Goat Scalp Alpha through WAP, it shows Goat Scalp Beta. You know, this could be. I haven't ran into this yet, so I have to look into this. But I would assume that you would still need to reload your TradingView page. So I come on here. If you're on a web browser, you want to reload that page. If you're on TradingView, you right-click the little piece up here, and you'll just reload the tab. Okay, just like right here, and that should update into your system. I see it, Jersey Finance. You're saying under my invite only, it shows Goat Scalp Beta. You know, I'm working with the developers on mine as well. I have all the previous names we had for it, and it hasn't changed for me either. This could be a TradingView issue, could be our issue. We're going to look into it and make sure it's solved, okay? So why are our levels on Tesla showing up below the previous week low? I'm not sure I quite understand this question, and I wish I could answer it, but at the moment, I'm not understanding it. I'm assuming you might mean with the dashboard if I had it on the weekly, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe you could, Richard, if you could kind of break this down for me a little bit more. I apologize, but I don't quite understand your question at the moment. Can we have more than one chart for the same stock ticker? Looks like the tool will give the correct scalp levels for the first chart, but not on the second chart on the same ticker. You can have more than one tab. Sometimes that when we're on live trades with Money Mike, you see he has like 6 tabs pulled up at one time, all visible. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it yet. I haven't tested it at that level. So I'm not sure the answer for this one. Um, but I feel like it would work. But if it doesn't, that's something that we'll have to look into and sort out. Do we need to manually adjust the trap to a different setting from absolute settings? Trap style trap when adding the indicator. The trap defaults to $0. This is actually something Josh just mentioned to me. And we're going to be working on this because when people load their indicator and they go and try to reset their chart, it massively minimizes your candles. I'm going to be talking to our devs today and getting this sorted out. Again, just some patience. I'm also going to be watching this live back myself to get read through all the comments so that I can know what we need to work on. And obviously, having one person on this and versus having 100 people here asking questions and experiencing this allows us to really work through this step by step. So we appreciate your guys' patience in this. But yes, I would. At the moment, what I would do is don't change the trap. You can play around with it though and see what happens. And we are going to be working on getting that fixed on our end as well. Yes, yes. This is what I was just mentioning. The graph is getting compressed whenever I add this indicator. Yeah, this is something that Josh has just mentioned to me, and we are getting worked out as well. Now, what I did see whenever I was on the live with him the other day, I saw a few comments saying it gets compressed, and I don't know how to go back. That is something I want to help you guys out with. If you're new to TradingView, if your chart gets massively small and you're just like it looks really like this, and you're just like my candles are all looking funky. Um, Way to fix that is to go to this price on the side here, and if you're on an iPad or a phone, you're just gonna use your finger and slide and hold it. If you're on a computer, you're gonna click it and drag it. Okay. To make your candles larger, you're gonna drag it up. It's going to expand the price, and then here you're going to, if you're on a laptop with no mouse, you're going to expand with your finger here. But if you're on a laptop with a mouse, you're just going to scroll and you want to widen this chart, okay? And so if you're new to TradingView, some indicators, this is a fault on ours that we're working out. They will compress your screen, and the way to fix it is to come through here and go ahead and decompress it manually, okay? Addie Lane, I wish I could see your screen. I see I have a paid trading view, but my page looks so different without any lines. It's potential that you're only using one indicator at this moment. Like if you're not using the alpha or the scalp levels, your chart would look just like this. And potentially that's all it's being used at the moment. But I wish I could see your computer screen. Can you please explain how to trade using this indicator if trading stocks? The green buy signal is showing up after the fact, and the take profit 1 and take profit 2 are very narrow range. Can you explain how to trade stocks? Yeah, this if you guys go, I recommend watching Josh's lives as he goes about this. This is using his logic and his scalp levels, and so he constantly explains these. Even if you go back and watch his Saturday sessions. He'll go through basically every week and back test his levels and give it an A plus or a B minus or I've never seen anyone get an F, but I think the lowest with a B minus was because it worked, but it didn't really work fully. And but 4 out of 5 days, his scalp levels are always on point. And so let's just say right now we just got a buy right here. This is right now in the market. If we had a, this is based off the close of candle because we don't want to give you guys signals that are early and late. So what we do is it's based off this close of candle, and we had a candle come up, cross his price, close above it, and then that gave a buy signal here. And if you would have bought that buy signal, it would have moved all the way up here. You would have gotten a star, which is a take profit one, just meaning that we got our first move. All right, that's a full move. And what we would do here, if you were trading with Josh, he probably would have taken full profits right here, saying, "Hey, we're about to come up here and come up to some resistance." Of course, if we break out and break above, that's a more move, but we're going to take some profits right here. From here to here, if you guys had your 0 DTE options or 1 DTE options, you probably would have got a solid, probably a boom baby, a 30% right here. For profit window, is there a way to not have it cover wicks? This is a massive issue that we're working out. We're trying to figure out how to have no border on this line here. And this is something that we're working on. As as a team manager here, and we've been developing this code. It's been a fun project because we haven't seen anything like this in TradingView so far, and there's been so many pieces that we've been having to create new ways that haven't been seen on TradingView, at least by us, and having to come up with brand new styles of code for this to make it work out. But we're going to be finding a way to have no border on this, but have it kind of transparent in the background. That way you can see the wicks clearly. But a way to help yourself now, if you're having issues seeing the wicks, I would go to profit windows. If you guys can see my screen here, we're going to go to the settings, and you can change the color of your active box. So this is the box that's being created at the moment. So let's just say I wanted to change it to yellow. It's going to change this whole box to yellow here. And like I said, again, we're going to be working on getting this line out of the way. That way we can see those wicks fully. I agree that's an issue, and we're going to be fixing that as soon as possible. Now, while I'm on profit windows, I'm just going to make it easier for you guys to see. You guys will see this perforated line on your screen. What this means is, and I'm going to post, I'm going to have Josh post his teaching session that he ran on this. Is probably a good 2 months ago. It's a teaching session in the Saturday morning live streams. He was talking about profit windows. That's what this indicator is based off of. And essentially, this right here is the morning trend. It starts an hour after a market opens here. And then what happens from there is it ends right here at 10:30. So it's going to go from actually 30 minutes after 9. It's 30 minutes after market opens. It goes from 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. market time to 11:30 market time. And this right here, this is just showing you when this session's going to end. Okay, so whenever we reach this perforated line, what you're going to see is this perforated line is going to move over to the next one, which is probably morning. Midday chop is the next session. Which, by the way, that is just a masterclass on teaching you guys how to trade the day throughout the day. And midday chop is just not a good time to trade. People have gone out to lunch, and I never knew that. I was watching Josh. I was like, I never realized why it just gets so slow in the middle of the day. And it made sense to me after he described it on that live. But this perforated line will move over here, I think, to right around noon. But it's going to give you an idea of when this session will end. Okay, so we got about 4 more candles till this morning trend ends. Alpha works only on Tesla, NVIDIA, and SPY. That is correct. And the reason that is It'll work on others, but it won't show his levels. And so these, let me show you his levels here. These levels are Josh's personally charted levels that he charts every morning and posts inside the Discord. We've just made it really easy to visualize, and we put buy and sell signals with it. We can even see right here is the perfect example. If you would have taken each of these signals as they crossed, today would have been a highly profitable day. You would have already been there. And then these lines are here to teach you guys that if we see this buy, now we're coming back down here, just watch out. All right. It's coming back below his line. So be prepared to sell at any point. But you can see here we had a buy and it didn't come back below and went right ahead and kept on pumping. And so this is just to visualize the logic that the scalp levels uses. And we're going to make this cleaner and more efficient and find the best way. But at the moment, this works really well. I back tested it a lot, and these buys and sells, they're clean. Now, obviously, we are not giving you guys trading advice. We are not professional. We are not financial advisors, but we are here to help you guys, guide you on the journey. And these are just guiding rails to help you understand, hey, here are support and resistances. If you break through it, you're likely to go on, but nothing's 100%. Now, the reason we release this as an alpha, again, one that has it all, is so that you guys can, if you have free and trading view or you don't want to hassle with 3 different indicators, you have the ability to do it all in one. But if you guys want to have on all charts, what I would do is just pull up the A plus scalp dashboard, the profit windows, take the goat scalp levels off, and we can go right now. We could go to Google. And this is going to work the same way it would on any other chart. It's going to show you the trends. It's going to show you when you're reaching above previous day high, previous day low. And this is all going to be, it's a lot of what Josh uses when he charts those scalp levels. You're going to see it usually kind of puts in line with a pre-market low, pre-market high, previous day high, previous day low. We've made it so you guys can kind of use his logic as you go about your trip here on trading. Let me look for another question here. If you put the Monday levels for Tesla, is level down a lot? I don't quite understand the question. I'm going to go look at Tesla again and see what's going on, okay? Hope you guys are enjoying this. Let's make sure it's on Monday. No, his levels aren't moved down. These are accurate to his day. You can see the opening price started right here. Almost every time his levels are spot on when they have the opening price is inside this range right here, okay? And so his levels these are the correct levels at the moment. I'm seeing the Goat Scalps Alpha on 3 charts on my 8 chart setup. Okay, well, this probably makes sense, Tom. This is probably because Goat Scouts Alpha probably only shows up on your SPY, NVIDIA, and Tesla. And again, I would recommend you go in the Discord. There is a channel. It's inside the Goat category. You're gonna see a channel called Scalp Indicators. It has a walkthrough. We've edited it so it has all 4 indicators in there. I wish I could pull up the Discord on here. Maybe I can. No, I can't. What I say is go and find out how to go to the Ghost Scouts indicator inside of the Discord. Add these 3 extra indicators, and you can utilize A plus scalp dashboard and profit windows on your other charts that are not Tesla, Nvidia, and SPY. What do the dots that show above or below the candles mean? Also the exclamation point. This is a great question. All right, I'm going to clean the page so you can kind of see it clearly here. And let's go to NVIDIA. I saw a good example of this on NVIDIA. All right, we'll give it a second to populate. All right, so you guys see this here. We had a buy, and then the question is, I'm going to pull it back up here. What do the dots that show above or below the candles mean? Also the exclamation point. So we got a dot here and a dot here. What this means, if you guys follow Josh, this means that there is strength following this. And so what happened here, we had a buy signal, and then this other candle came up, and you'll often see inside Josh's lives, he's looking for it to break the previous wick here. And so this candle broke that wick. All right. And then if you also listen to Josh, you're always looking for a 2 candle rule. And so we often are waiting for the second candle to break the next wick here. And then we'll pump those dots on there. And so it's basically, these are continuation dots. These are just representing that these were good, solid candles. They usually represent that you can have, you're going to have a pretty solid move. They're just kind of there to give you a little more confidence in your trade. And right here, you'll see this right here. This is to give you no confidence. All right, it's to tell you, hey, we got a warning here. Not this one actually was a good warning. It just meant that we came down here and we touched this line with our wick and we got rejected. So this is a rejection signal saying we got rejected back here on this support. And so it actually held up as support and bounced right back off of it. Now, if you had a rejection off this line up here, you would have had this down below. So we see it happen here again. We went, chopped a little bit, came back down, touched that line of support, and we got rejected, meaning that we got this signal here saying that we got rejected here, and we are moving forward along with this trade. If you put the Monday levels for Tesla, the level went down. Why? Pablo, I feel like I just covered this. I didn't see it go down. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's because you're saying that Tesla was up here in the day. These are Josh's levels for the day so far. And I could double check real quick, but let me just do that just to make sure I'm not lying to you guys. I'll pull up my face while I do this if you guys want. See, Tesla levels were today 485, 40. Yep, these are the correct levels, guys. So I'm not quite sure what you're saying. It's potentially because Tesla is so volatile that you guys we're seeing these levels pop up here and come back down, so they feel lower than all the other ones. That's just because Tesla's a volatile stock. You'll often see on Josh's levels. You will see that they fly through the levels sometimes, but they usually stop at the top or bottom. What do the profit windows look like? I think I went and covered this again, but I'm just going to quickly show it to you once again. And after this question, guys, I'm going to scroll through and just look through and see what the most recent questions are. That way I make sure I'm hitting the ones that we're following, okay, in case I've already answered these questions. Profit windows. I'm going to replay it on a quick mode. That way you guys can kind of get an idea what it's going to look like in the day. But this right here is profit windows. Let's start a new replay. We're going to do it on the with the 1 minute 3x, and you're going to see this kind of run through quickly, okay? So let's make this smaller, chart bigger. And we're going to play this. So you can see as we go throughout the day, we got the opening range 5, 15-minute high, low. It's basically showing you guys what these windows are looking like, and it's going to start it. And when they interact with the previous one, so this is the morning trend interacting with the opening range 30 low, looks like it's going to get rejected and bounce off of it or break down. See, and basically what this means is if you see Josh's, I'm not going to teach you guys charting because I'm not the chart master. Josh is the chart master, but this is based off of his levels. Often whenever you see the morning trend break out of the opening range 30, that essentially means that we're going to trend that in that direction, okay? And I only know that because this is what Josh teaches daily when he's on live trades and when he's teaching on the Saturday morning sessions. All right, guys, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna scroll through these comments. Okay, that way I can see and just make sure we're up to date on where we're at. So just give me a second. I'm gonna be reading through these. Does the indicator work on different times other than the 5-minute charts? Yes, it does. We are making sure it works well. So I know the dashboard. Um, Josh was mentioning this to me the other day that he would like it to work on the daily and weekly, monthly charts. That way we can get a good view of the market at a broad scale. That dashboard is a lot of his core logic put into one dashboard, and so we're gonna see how we can get that working solidly on all charts, which we're gonna do. My A plus scalp dashboard is locked. I'm assuming you're referring to you see a lock on it. That just means that this is an invite only script. You guys are the only ones who have been invited. All right. You guys have paid your dues. You are either in VIP or chart or you have the goat scalp levels. This just means, guys, that you are the ones that are invited. All right. Nobody else has this yet. This is unique to Stocks with Josh Discord, and you guys are the ones who are invited. The A plus scalp boss appears, but I don't see Josh's levels. Only the indicator that show is pre-market high. Okay. Yeah, at Misto Valentine, it's probably only showing profit windows. All right. You need to have A plus scalp dashboard on there and Goat Scalp levels, or run Goat Scalps Alpha. All I have to say is Goat Scalps Alpha is the one that it has bugs in it at the moment just because it's so large. So I recommend at the moment using Goat Scalp levels and A plus scalp dashboard. Okay. On my screen, the green horizontal lines that you have on your screen don't show up on mine. Yeah, I would say you don't have the Goat Scalp levels up then. All right. And so you want to make sure you can see and you have Goat Scalp levels indicator on your trading view and pull it up. Go through. And we're going to change the color of these guys a little bit to make it easier to see. I think the main thing Josh is kind of trying to communicate to everyone is that we're creating a visual masterpiece here that pulls in. Or you guys can't see my chart. Let me pull up my chart. Like I said, we're probably going to be changing the colors of each of these to make it easier to see. We might make it gray, but that way you guys are only going to see what's important, okay? And it's going to change as the price changes. And so as you guys play around with this, you guys play daily around with this, you're going to notice that you're going to see little bits and pieces out of here and there. That's because this is a very fluid indicator. As you can see right now, we see the previous day high. That's because we're near the previous day high. I don't see any previous day low on the chart. It's because it's probably down here and we're not near it. Whenever you get into the range where it becomes important, it's going to pop onto the chart. That way you know, hey, the market's looking at this level. Don't ignore it. I see the Goat Scalp notes show up on the screen. How can I hide notes? I'm not quite sure what you mean. If you mean these levels, then you just simply hide the chart. If you're talking about if you're talking about the indicator up here, because I would say probably 99% of us have our indicators populating up here in the sense of like how to add and edit them. You just hit the little dashboard arrow or open up this panel and it will remove them from the corner here. At Tom Kiesel, I'm loving this new indicator too. I've been building this out, and this has been teaching me a lot. I don't really trade much, just because I don't feel quite confident yet. But this has really taught me, and I'm hoping that this will help teach everyone as well. I know that's Josh's goal, is to use this as a teaching tool. I especially personally love the profit windows. I feel like that really, and the A plus scalp dashboard. I mean, these two things really just help me understand the market a lot more, and also understand what Josh teaches every day. Visualize everything he teaches on screen. Adding the dashboard indicator causes the candlesticks to compress, making the chart difficult to view. Yes, this is an issue we're looking into, guys. Josh had just mentioned this to me as well this morning. We'll get this fixed. But if you are having an issue viewing it, again, I walked through it earlier, but you want to make sure that you know how to decompress it yourself. And the way you do that, guys, again, you come over here to the right and you pull the price up or down to where you want to see it. If you have a mouse, you're going to scroll up or down to expand the chart or compress it, and up or down here to move it that way. If you're on an iPad, you're going to be using your fingers to go full out and forward. Trading View won't let me pull up the other indicators, only Goat Scalp Alpha. Okay. Yeah, this is something, again, I want you guys, I say this in a loving way. We have put a lot of time. I'm going to put my face up here. We put a lot of time into that scalp indicator channel, okay? I personally wrote most of that out, gave it to Josh so he can post it. But though we put a lot of time into writing that up, so you guys have a good, clear understanding of how to claim your indicators and to join them. Go to that scalp indicator channel, guys. Go back there, read through it, take your time. This is worth the effort. And we'll help you. If you still run into issues and you need to open a support chat, we'll help you. I'm going to tell you that since we have right about 200 questions at the moment in support chat, most people are going to be brought to this video. Okay. So we're going to basically tell them, go watch this video. If you still have a question after watching this video, come back and ask us. And the only reason we're doing that, guys, is because we have 200 plus questions. And if we didn't do that, we wouldn't get to you. Okay. And we're going to have a team of four guys going through and answering all the questions on there. We just want to make sure you guys are covered and that we get you guys help, okay? That's why we're on here walking through them. Sandshine, I see I can only have 5 indicators. Yeah, no, this is the reason we have the Goat Scouts Alpha. So you can have it all on one indicator at a time. And we're going to make this better. We're going to keep working on it, making it cleaner, making it quicker. But at the moment, Goat Scouts Alpha is the slowest. It might have a few more bugs. That's just because it's so large. We're going to keep editing it, okay? Yeah, Mountain View, I can make it larger. I'll make the chart larger next time we go on there, okay? I'm sorry about that. Okay, I see them now. They flash off and on, like you said, when the price changes. Yes, yep, they do, and that's the beauty of it. Our goal here is if you guys saw all the levels that are going on in the background, you would just be overwhelmed. I mean, I feel like you probably feel a little overwhelmed with what we have right now. And we're going to make it easier and make more sense. We're probably only going to show 2 levels here in the coming future. But this was the best way to get it out there at the moment. But we want it to be clean. We want your charts not to be just overwhelming you with visuals. And so that was a big part. And I'm excited that that's how it works. My trading view won't let me pull up other indicators, only the Ghost Cup Alpha. Deborah, if you could ask the question again and just clarify for me, I'm going to try to find your comment again. Clarify for me, are you saying that you're only allowed to have one indicator? If so, then you just got to upgrade your plan, or just use Goat Scouts Alpha at the time. If not, ask the question again and just kind of clarify it for me, okay? Can you please go over the buy, sell, the exclamation and star signals on this indicator, or point me on what time it was explained? Yeah, I probably explained it about 10 minutes ago. You guys could correct me on that. I haven't kept track of my time. This is my first time going live on here, so forgive me on my timing here. But I did go over this, and we'll go over this more and more as we are trading this live. So be patient. Be encouraged, guys, that we are not going to leave you alone on this. This is a big part of the Discord, a massive part that we want to bring you guys on this journey. And the whole point of building this out is so that you guys can have what Josh sees on your chart. All right. Instead of just seeing it on his chart, you can have it on your chart, and it's visible. And eventually, you can take a step away from the lives and do it alone. And this is the purpose of these indicators. Getting an invite only error message. I went into WAP and successfully applied, but not working. Okay, you get that invite only error message. I guarantee you, probably about 99% of the time after you get that, if you go onto your trading view, reload your stuff, you're actually going to see it inside your invite only right there. Trading view, it sends funky messages. Sometimes, like when I get these, it always shows me invite only, and it says you don't have access, but then I go on trading view, I reload it, and all of a sudden it's right there. Let me just take a second, guys. Tom Kiesel, I see you're saying I'm not seeing the dollar value on the green and red lines. Um, I haven't ever seen that happen. I would assume what's happening. I'm gonna go to my trading view chart so you can see me, and I'm gonna slow down, guys. I am a quick speaker whenever I get on a video, and so I'm working on it. I'm gonna slow down for you guys. I apologize if I spoken quite quickly today. Yeah, these here, I assume what's happening for you is it's placed over here, okay? And you might be seeing the lines, but you don't see the end. These will end, and you can see the prices from there. And so, if you're interested in seeing the prices, you can just scroll right over, or even if it's over here, it'll stay with your price on the side. So if you really expand, you'll start seeing the prices out there individually. Yeah, Yannick, again, yeah, just go ahead and try to reload your trading view and see what happens. Okay. Let's see. Looks like Michael Bennett, boom, has to close the trading view and reopen. Yep, I think that's the route. Just close your trading view out and reopen it, and then see it again. You're probably going to see an indicator in there. This indicator is such a blessing and a real gift for our trading journey. I am so encouraged. It makes me so happy to hear that. At Lori, I also am encouraged to get this to you guys. Make sure you guys see this out here. Josh he's been working on this day and night to make it where you guys can understand it. It isn't a bunch of trading jargon. It's fun to look at. It's got emojis. It's interesting. We're going to keep building that out to make sure it's like that, okay? There we got Tom Kiesel. I refreshed and it has resolved the issue. A lot of this, guys, it's kind of like a computer. This is all code here. If you have an issue, oftentimes just refresh the indicator. It's probably just got to reload a little bit. At Natch as trader, we have released the Goat Scalp levels, which if you guys were in VIP, you had access to Goat Scalp's beta. And what that did before is it basically just plotted the levels right onto your chart. So before, if you were in VIP, we had the beta version out, which just gave you Josh's levels on your chart visible. And now all levels, this is kind of a little Christmas gift to everybody. We want to make sure everybody got something in the Discord. All right, you guys have all been with us. We love you guys. We want you guys to be fed. We want the family to be fed, and so everyone has access to Goat Scalp levels. All right, so Goat Scalp levels. This is for everyone. Goat Scalp's Alpha is trader tier. VIP, by the way, guys. If we haven't explained this, January 1st. The new name for VIP is Trader Tier. Okay, that's because it is the trading tier. It is the one you get the lives. It is the one that you will get levels. And the Trader Tier. Everyone who is in ChartGoat and SVJ fam, you're keeping what you got. Okay, we're not taking anything away. But Goat Scouts Alpha is for the trader tier. And the A plus scalp dashboard is for the trader tier. The profit windows is for the trader tier, but the goat scalp levels, they are for everybody. Okay. And this, if I were to take everything off, just so you understand what it is, everyone gets Josh's levels every morning. They get buys and sells, and they get these full move stars. And also, you're going to get continuation dots and the warning wick rejections as well. And so, these are things you get every day. We're going to try to make it customizable as well so you can change the color of your lines. We're going to make this where you can play with it. You can have fun, make it unique to you. At Kingdom 88, is this recorded? Yes, and we will post this in the announcements. We'll also try to add it to the Scalp Indicator channel so people can come on here and watch. I know this has been it's been an hour, I think, so far. And so we've taken some time to really walk through this, and has been quite a long video, but I think it's needed. If you have questions, we're probably going to send you this video, okay, and let you kind of walk through it. At Thompson Show, it's my pleasure, man. It's my pleasure. I'm going to scroll up, guys. Looks like there isn't. I've scrolled through a lot of the comments. I know I missed a lot of questions in the beginning. I'm going to scroll up and see if am I missing any so far. Okay. But if you got any more questions, guys, go ahead and shoot them. Shoot them down there again. I'm going to try to answer them. Okay. If I haven't gone over something, shoot me a question. At NYC Actor, you can also turn on EMAs in the Goat Scouts Alpha, yes. And I agree, it's super cool. It's where you can have fewer indicators playing at the same time. And so we can go and see those settings right now. You can show your VWAP, your 9 EMA, your 20 EMA, your 200 EMA. Really, guys, if you are on the free version of TradingView, this Goat Scouts Alpha is one heck of a deal. It basically gives you access to probably 20 indicators all in one. And so if you were trying to extend your dollar, the Goat Scouts Alpha is the way, and we are refining it as we can, okay? Just flowing through the questions, okay? Testing through, seeing stuff. I am still here. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Some people are joining late, so you can encourage them to watch this tutorial recording so you don't have to repeat yourself too much. I will do that. I appreciate your comment here. Yes, guys, this is a recording. You guys can watch it back. That way you guys can see what's going on, okay? If you have any questions I have missed, guys, go ahead and ask them again. I'm trying to scroll through them. It's just going to take me some time. At Chris G, should we be turning off our other EMAs while we're using this? I personally like to, just because if you have Goat Scouts Alpha, I'm going to pull it up here, okay? It's going to take a second. If you have Goat Scouts Alpha, you have this dashboard included. So really what's important is happening here. So if you have the VWAP going on, right now we just went above VWAP where the 9 has crossed above the 20 and it is expanding. So if I could show you that here. Go to the settings. This is one of Josh's favorite indicators. I know he loves this indicator. It's a 9/20 cross. Let's make this easier to see. So you can see here, the 9 has crossed above the 20 and has been expanding. And that means basically this channel has been widening. As long as this channel is widening, this often means that you're in an uptrend and it's bullish. Once it starts to kind of level out, you'll see this indicator here, 9/20. This is going to go to this warning. It means, hey, the 9/20 is no longer expanding. and it might go back to expanding. That does happen. Oh, I'm not showing my screen. Thank you, Lori. Lori. I'm going to restart. The question was, so we go back to it. The question was, should we be turning off our other EMAs while we're using this? And I was saying that you can. It's personal choice. I personally, myself, like to have some freedom on my chart. But if you wanted to, you can go on to your Goat Scalps Alpha. Again, hit settings. You can go to inputs. And he was talking about how you can come down here and you can see the show VWAP, show 90 EMA, show 20 EMA, show 200 EMA, show pre-market lines. These are all potential. If you guys want to have these on all the time, you can. And so I'm just going to show you guys kind of an example here. If I wanted to show the 9/20. As you guys are on there, you don't necessarily need to, because we show you the important pieces here in the dashboard. And so you don't need the lines. They're just visuals there to help you. But this 9/20 here, I'm showing it on the screen now, but how it works is when the 9 crosses above the 20 and your channel is expanding, it essentially means that you are in a bullish moment. And you can see since we've crossed this 9/20, we have continued up. All right. So while it's expanding, you will see an up arrow on this 9/20 cross. The moments that this stops expanding, so you would have seen this right here, you probably would have saw an exclamation mark. It just means, hey, watch out. You can see in the candle, like we kind of had some indices. We got rejected off this line. So it's kind of give you an idea of like, hey, watch out. Like this may turn around on you. And then it went and started expanding again. So generally, when the 9/20 crosses, you'll see expansion, and then you'll see a compression. On the compression is where you want to be out of it, out of the trade. And so we visualize that for you here. All right. But yeah, you guys, you don't have to have the EMAs. That's just there for personal preference. I personally don't like to have them on there. I think it's just too much visually. I like to see less, and it's already a lot in the chart. And so, see, hi, I am VIP. I can't click on Go Alpha on WAP SWJ, also not clickable. Can you simply say how to claim this inner indicator? Let me see. I wish I could share my screen on other pieces. Let me see if I can do this. Go to Discord. I can't do it on this computer. But at Glocal here, what I would say is go again to the scalp indicator channel. It's very laid out. What you're going to do is we have links in there. You click the link and it is going to take you to a channel in WAP, but you're going to have to log into WAP, okay? And you need to log into the correct WAP. So it's an issue with WAP that we've come across is that people forget their login, right? And so they forget what email they used when they first joined. When you go there, you got to use the correct email. So you got to be on the correct WAP, which would show that you're VIP, and then it would show that you have access to these indicators. And so go on to the indicator channel in the Discord, follow the steps, and if you still run into an issue, go and open a WAP support chat, and we will do our best to get you help. Okay. Do you have a document that explains all the indicators in the scalp window? At Donald Huddleston, we are working on getting a detailed introduction document to each indicator that will get posted on TradingView. And we saw someone this morning who gave us a comment on just like this in TradingView, asking us, "Do you have kind of a description of these indicators?" I think that's a great idea. This is kind of a good. I'm going to share my screen, guys. I just think it's a great example of this in action here. Um, we're moving into midday chop here, and you can see that it's kind of in range of the morning high. And what happens in midday chop is often you just stay inside this range, and so it's just a good place to kind of see it. But you can see that we see morning high, we see previous day high here in this zone. If you were to climb above, you probably would have this disappear, this previous day high, and morning high would still be here. But this is kind of a good big picture view of what you'll see using profit windows. You're going to see these windows interact with each other. All right, guys. Well, I'm near to wrapping this up. If you got any more questions, let me know. I'm gonna go up to the top once again and just kind of scroll down and see any questions I missed. But other than that, guys, if you have any questions, please ask me. I'm just scrolling through these. How do you change the dashboard size? Mine is huge and taking up a lot of the screen. At the moment, you can't. I'll look into that and see if we can make a smaller version. But at the moment, the dashboard is going to be the same size it is, and you'll just want to change your charts to make it easier to understand and see. I think this was saying, how do you change the dates? At the moment, don't worry about that, guys. But next Monday, start worrying about it. We'll have it fixed. And so next Monday, if the date's wrong, just go ahead and check to make sure you're on the right day, okay? And that's mainly for alpha. When you're on Ghost Scout levels, I had to work with them and see if we can make sure the dates and everything line up okay. But what I would say here, let me just say this as default. When you guys use these indicators, always, always, always in the morning, after Josh posts his indicator, his levels, give it 1 minute. All right, give it 1 minute or more, and then come on here, reload your page, and you want to go to your settings. Click on the day you're on, okay? If it's Tuesday, it's Tuesday. If it's Monday, it's Monday. All right. And the same for goat scalp levels. It's the same thing. I would say especially for goat scalp levels, because you don't have the dashboard that shows the dates. It's not connected to each other. So what you need to do every morning on goat scalp levels, you need to come here. Just make it part of your routine, okay? You're gonna come on here and you're gonna choose the day you're on. All right. These will always be updated with that week's levels. When we get to Friday, you're going to see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday setups. That way you have access to kind of play around with the replays. We're going to make it, our goal is to make it so if you click Monday, or if you click Friday, you'll have Monday through Friday setups show up on the charts of the day that they're on. So like this is Fridays, you'll have Fridays, Thursdays, Wednesdays levels. But this is something we're working on. Again, you're getting it out here. It works. It works great, but obviously there's a lot of improvements we're going to be keep creating as we go. Let's read through some more comments here. I think this is an important one. Yeah, guys, I just can't stress it enough. There is a scalp indicator channel inside of the Discord. I encourage you, go there, take your time, read through it. Don't make it a rushed event. This is part of your journey. All right. Treat this as a university. All right. I encourage you to invest in yourself. Take your time to read through it. If you still can't get it, we're here to help you, okay? All right. I'm going to scroll to the bottom, guys. If I don't have any more questions, I'm going to say farewell. All right. I got some more here. Okay. At Chris G. On the Tesla chart, what does the yellow triangle mean under midday? Let's go check it out. Right here, this I see what you're saying. Let me scroll it up. All this yellow triangle does, if I were to remove, let's just make it very easy to understand here. This yellow triangle, unfortunately, this is an issue with us having the wicks here. We're going to remove profit windows. It has nothing to do with midday. All it has to do is this wick. All right. And so you can see why we need to fix this here. This is covering up your wicks, which is making things hard to see as we go. So this yellow triangle, all it ever means on the chart, not on the dashboard, on the chart, it means that you have a wick rejection. All right. It means you've touched a level, one of Josh's levels, and you just wicked on it. You didn't break through it. There was no follow through. It wicked and it got rejected. Can you explain from NYC actor? Can you explain morning high on Tesla? I would think morning high would be way up at 498, but it's much lower. Excuse me, guys. This right here, yes. Okay, we can see it. Morning high. This is specifically from 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern time to 10:30 or 11:30 Eastern time. So this is your morning trend. This isn't the morning high. We should rename this the morning trend high. I apologize. We'll work on that. So that's another note to take. This needs to be morning trend high. But this is essentially your morning trend session, and it's the high of that session. Now, that's why if you guys look on here, you'll see opening range 60 on the dashboard. This is your morning high. So thank you for pointing that out, NYC actor. That is something we need to fix here. This dashboard is going to show you guys your morning high. Right now, you're inside the range. And this morning high right here, it should be called morning trend high. So we'll change that. It's an easy fix. Do I change the dashboard background color? I like using my background white. If I could put the dashboard background white, it would be awesome. And the letters black. Let me see. I don't think we've added that yet, but potentially. Sometimes my guy likes to come on here and he puts on some pretty cool stuff. At the moment, no. But I will talk to him and make this editable. Okay, this way you guys can play around with the dashboard. I know he had previously made it once, and we didn't finalize that. So let me talk to him, and we're gonna change. We get some customizable settings here. Okay, I agree with that. Is the blue line the 200 EMA? Let's see. I'll just put it on the 200 EMA right now. I know this right here is a 200 EMA, guys. And what we're gonna do, just to put less, unless you guys specifically put 200 EMA, it's going to be red when you're above it, as meaning say like just watch out for this line, and green whenever you're below it at the moment. But what we're gonna do is we're actually not gonna show this line at all. We're just gonna show this emoji, and it's a happy smiling angel face whenever you're above the 200 EMA, meaning that you're trending up. But when you become below it, you'll have a little devil demon face on there. Just letting you know, it's a little fun play to let you guys know, hey, you're above or below the 200 EMA, okay? But we'll make it where you guys can add it. It's going to be inside your A Plus Scalp dashboard. When you go to settings, you should put show 200 EMA. That'll be on there. It looks like we can't set an alert for buy/sell signals. If I'm correct, can we add that, please? Let me look into this. I think that's a good, useful tool, and I don't think you can right now. We didn't plan on coding it into it, and so I'll talk to Josh and I'll see if we want to add that. I would imagine we would. Okay. What indicator am I using right now? I'm using the GOAT scalp levels, A plus scalp dashboard, and profit windows. It's the exact same as Goat Scalps Alpha. So I could turn all these off and then put Goat Scalps Alpha on there, and that'll pop up on its own. I'm solely using for this practice all three, so you guys get a good view of what all three look like separated. And Goat Scouts Alpha is a bit slower because it's a large indicator. It's all three put into one. And so, as you can see now, it's taking a second to load. It's common just with large projects like that. See, at Philip Hennessy, it looks like the scalp levels disappear if the price has moved too far away. Is there a way the settings to not allow levels to disappear? Yes, I believe there are. Let me go and check right now. But yes, we did do this where they kind of go into the background. That way you don't see them. Um, and we will continue doing that. But we'll also, I think, yeah, right here you see line style. You'll have dynamic on there. So you can choose whether you want them all to be solid, all to be dashed, all to be dotted. We put dynamic, and then you can choose whether you want a smart fade, which just means that you have the levels very distant or they're not. You would just remove that, okay? And so let me bring these back up here for you guys. If we want to turn that off, we hit OK. This will take away that fade. All right. And then we can make them all into one type. So let's just go on here. I want them all to be solid. This should change them all to be solid. Yep. So you guys can see that. That's totally edible. It's a good question at Philip Hennessy. If you want to go on there, you can edit it to make them all solid like they used to be. We just put it like that way because we felt like that was the cleanest way to see these on the screen. I thought we had this. Yeah. So you can even change the colors a little bit here, but we're going to make it a little bit different colors ourselves. You can even choose, so say you only want 2 levels at all time, you can come on here and edit to 2. So it's only going to show the most important ones. Yep. So and then once you pop up here, it's going to show those other 2 levels. So there's a lot of editability here, as you can see. Let me go turn it back to beginning. We got 6. Let's do dynamic, modern. All right. Did you mention about the red outlined windows? Yes, these will turn. These are the profit windows you're talking about, and they'll turn red or green dependent on. Let me just show you guys on the screen. So you see that you're below this morning trend high, because it's something to break through. It's going to show you, and it's going to show up as red. When you're above it, it's going to show up as a green line. All right, a green outline. But essentially, all this means is just that when this pops up, and this will go away if we kind of go in the middle here, it'll go away. But it's just a profit window popping up to show you you're interacting with the previous time zone, basically, in the trading world, and it's important to look at. Where to watch the scalp setup? Please show Discord. At Glocal, I wish I could show Discord. This is it's my first time going live. I am not used to this, and I don't have my own Discord on here, and so unfortunately, I can't show you it on this screen. I would like to, but when you're in Discord, I'll just pull up my phone so I could really explain this in detail. Okay. When you're in Discord, you're going to see a section called GOAT Signals. You're looking for one that has a diamond beside it and GOAT indicators. We have made sure that's available for everybody, but GOAT indicators has all of the steps of walkthrough on how to add this. And it's been updated, so it's updated with the new levels. At Sunshine, I did go over this in the beginning, but it's very quick, very easy. We just make it on here. It's your A plus scalp dashboard. You go to settings and you just go to show dashboard, and you move it to the top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, wherever you want to go. And it'll change up for you. All right, guys. I don't see any more questions. As I sign off, if I see one more, I'll hop on it. But I thank you guys for your time. I thank you guys for watching this, and we're going to be on this journey together with you. And so I encourage you guys to join us, watch this in full to kind of go over it. And as we go through this, guys, uh, use this as a teaching tools. Play with the settings, customize it to what you want. If you run into a situation where you are having, you're like, I went too far with the settings, just delete the indicator and re-add it. It'll go back to default. Let's see. We say, does an error reading call for a reload or indicative of overlapping indicators? I would say it calls for a reload. That's what I would do right now. And see, local in WAP SWJ home. When I click goat scalp indicator, it say nothing here yet. I'll look into this. A local, I recommend you open up a support chat so we can look into your exact situation and figure this out. Okay. So go to support into the support chat, and we'll help you guys help you out. Thank you guys. I thank you for your time. I'm gonna open this back up so you guys can see me, but thank you for your time, guys. We'll probably have another session like this if it's needed. But for now, if you've opened up a support chat question most likely we're going to refer you to this video. Watch this video all the way through. We thank you for your time. And if there's more questions, drop them in the chats, and we'll try to get to them as we can, okay? But give us some patience, and we're going to walk through this with you guys, okay? Peace and blessings.